watching Local Edition from Sacramento. I'm Brad Pomerance. We are joined today by Ed Chau. He is a member of the California State Assembly. I want to tell you a quick story. Last year I was at my daughter's soccer game for her school, and my eye caught something, and I looked up, and there was something flying over the soccer field. Mind you, she was in 7th grade at that point. And I thought, what is flying over the soccer field? And it looks like it's going to drop on my daughter's head. And I asked a parent, it was a drone. There are drones flying everywhere.
Absolutely.
And the reality is, the drone could have dropped on her head. Probably not, but could have. But that brought up a point. Drones have dropped on people's heads. In fact, twice at or near your district. So tell us about what you know in terms of drone hit and run. Drone hit and run.
That's right. It is one of the bills that I introduced recently about drone incidents. And recently, in fact, within the last few months, we've seen 2 incidents that happened. One happened in Pasadena, in fact, where a drone ran out of battery. It hit the ground, and the fragments actually hit an 11-month baby.
It kind of exploded a bit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Right. So there was another incident.
But I must say, I don't mean to interrupt. In that instance, though, it was not hit and run.
Correct.
Fortunately.
That is
the
correct.
drone operator
stayed at the scene of the accident,
and everything worked out. I mean,
everything worked out, but it, but we need to have regulation and laws that govern that.
Tell us the other incident, though.
The other incident had to do with a drone hitting a power line, which caused outage to about 600 households.
Oh, that's for real.
Yes.
And
indeed.
do we know what happened there? Was it a hit and run? Do we know who operated the drone in that instance?
We do not.
So that's a bona fide hit and run. I mean, there was not human injury per se, but consider the amount of damage. I mean, the DWP had to come out or whatever it may mean. I mean, who knows? Someone may needed to have called, 911 or whatever it is. I mean, it's dangerous.
Oh, yes, indeed.
So talk to us about what you're looking to do in this space. If it's a drone that collapses for whatever reason and the person does not stay on the scene,
we will make it a misdemeanor and also fine that person $1,000. So the idea is to basically emulate what we have under the hit and run laws for vehicles.
Is that what it is? It's a misdemeanor?
It is the misdemeanor, and also the law basically requires that drone operator to stay at the scene of the accident, to provide information to the victim and or the police. And if he flees, then it's a misdemeanor.
This feels intuitively appropriate.
Sure.
I don't want to take a position on legislation, but I get where you're going. I think one of the challenges that the legislation faces is the governor seems to be a little queasy about creating new crimes.
That's true.
It's undeniable, though, that with AB 109, our prison system dropped in size, and Prop 47, you're a lawyer, caused our prison and jail system to drop in size. So do you think that the governor may be willing to look at new crimes now?
That is one of the factors that we've been considering. However, having said that, I think this is a commonsensical solution to a problem that will continue to occur. In fact, last Christmas holidays, there were approximately 1 million drones sold here in the United States.
You're kidding.
No.
I'm too old. I don't know from this stuff.
The federal government is creating a registration program, although that's not going to cure this particular incident, for example. So we need to do things at the state level too.
So I'm wondering, maybe unsolicited advice, if I may. I mean, obviously, if it's a misdemeanor, this will fall more on counties. Maybe talk to CSAC, counties, lobbying organization. Maybe they can sign up, and the governor would be more willing to support your bill.
We would definitely consider that too.
Right. So where do you go from here? I guess you are now, congratulations, you're now chair of Privacy and Consumer Protection.
That's right.
In the Assembly.
That's
so the bill starts in your committee. That helps. And so hopefully it will pass out of your committee. After that, where does it go?
It will go to Transportation Committee. And hopefully to the floor.
And I mean, have you started to gather support, Dem, Reap, Senate, otherwise?
We have started to reach out to members of the committee as well as to members in general. So we're very hopeful that it will go all the way.
I feel as if last year one of your fellow colleagues was running a bill on drones that didn't make it. Am I right? A regulatory bill?
The governor did not sign any of the drone bills last year. There were a number of them last year. In fact, this year we also have several bills regarding drones.
Why did the governor veto? Do you know?
I believe one of the reasons he cited was that they would have created more crimes.
Interesting. Okay, so maybe with Prop 47 decreasing the prison and jail population, the environment may be ripe.
Yeah, and then at the federal level, we're also looking at the federal government weighing in as well.
So. Right. I guess there could be federal. I mean, it could be a federal crime, arguably. I mean, this feels more like a state crime, but arguably it could be.
Right.
I want to talk to you about identity theft.
Sure.
Sir, to me, and I have been a victim of identity theft, it's one of the most violative crimes. I mean, obviously physical violence is horrendous,
sure,
but it's so amorphous.
Sure.
And when someone steals your identity, I can't tell you the unease that you feel.
Right.
And I had my identity, that's an overstatement. Someone somehow got my credit card and bought thousands of dollars of gasoline.
Yes.
And I guess they probably got it from a gas station.
I would imagine so.
And so you're looking at trying to minimize the credit card skimmers that are using gas stations. I mean, I'm telling you, that's a true story.
Right.
I mean, I looked at my American Express bill. It was thousands of dollars of gasoline in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think part of the problem is because of these devices called skimmers.
Explain, sir.
What happens is that these perpetrators would try to inject these devices called card skimmers into the gas pump, which would collect information about, for example, personal information and PINs and things like that from the card holder. And then they would use the information to commit crime, mostly identity theft, obviously. And what's making it worse is that many instances, the information could be obtained real time. So they don't actually have to be there at the gas station. So
wirelessly gets sent to the bad guys.
Transmitted to the bad guys, and then they could use it. And oftentimes, currently, when service agents discover these devices, they just toss them.
And let's say that again, because it is maddening to hear.
Right.
So someone at a gas station, maybe a worker, will realize there's a skimmer on the pump, and instead of contacting the authorities, they just throw it out. I mean, better than leave it there.
Right.
But there's a step that could be taken that may be beneficial to us.
And that's what my law would do, that step. And that step is to basically require the service agent to turn that device over to authority.
Oh, and when you say service agent, I may have misstated.
Sure.
So it's the weights and measures folks that are finding these skimmers. It's not so much the gas station attendant. You're asking that the weights and measures folks, when they find the skimmer, they need to do what?
Turn it over to the law authorities.
And what then happens?
Then they will conduct investigation and find out who the perpetrators are.
Well, what if the gas station attendant finds it? Have you thought of that?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the thought there?
Well, also the gas station owners should also be turning that over to, let's say, the sealers, county sealers.
Is it obligated? Are they obligated under this law?
Whoever finds the
okay.
The service agents usually, if they happen to be the owner of the gas station.
I see. So you're really asking everyone. It takes a village. Let's somehow get this investigated appropriately.
Right.
And so, what happens if they don't?
Well, there is currently the bill does not address the people who do not do that, but the current the proposal will require them to do so.
Right. Yeah, it says that they need to turn it over within 24 hours. I mean, look, presumably, if you're a county employee or a state employee with the Weights and Measures organization, you're going to comply with the law. I mean, so how's this bill doing?
It's doing well so far. It has, we were still waiting for the referral. So,
okay. Yeah. His name is Ed Chau. He is a member of the California State Assembly representing significant portions of the beautiful San Gabriel Valley. We are in Sacramento today. This is Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance.